Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, on with the GS again today. I'm getting the handlebars, the risers on. I'm just actually waiting for them to dry. So instead of sitting here watching paint dry, I thought I'd do a little comparison on some indicators that I've got. So on the GS, we are having Motogadget ones. And I happen to have some indicators that are an obvious copy of the Motogadget style. So I'm going to take a look. So indicators on a build can ruin it basically, because there is some terrible looking indicators out there. I go with the bar end ones because they sort of disappear. I know there's a lot of discussion whether it passes an MOT with just bar end indicators. I've put them on several bikes and they've all gone through the MOT. They're visible from the rear, visible from the front. So I've never had any problems. That's not to say you'll have problems with your MOT, guys. I don't know. So yeah, indicators can be a bit like seeing someone with massive ears. Your eyes just drawn to them and you don't see nothing else. Or other large parts of the anatomy that could possibly get you a slap round the back of the head from the wife. So yeah, these, although they look very similar, the build quality is miles apart. It really is. So these cheap ones, I've had this knocking about for a while. It's all basically plastic. They work, they light up. How long these would last, I don't know. I'm not doing a long-term test. I'm just doing a very basic comparison of what you can get off the internet. So this one here is the Motogadget one. And you can just see that the build quality is stunning actually. It's really nice. It's all aluminium. The stud that goes into the back is all fixed, unlike this one, which is all loose. So with that, there's a high chance of when you're screwing it into the handlebars, you could send that through into the body and probably break it. I don't know, but the chances are you could do that. I'll say this one's fixed. This one comes with several different size fittings for the handlebars, obviously using aluminium handlebars. The wall thickness is a lot thicker, so this comes with several different options for that, and different size washers and such, so you can fit these into all sorts of size handlebars. This one didn't come with all that. It just came with this one piece of rubber that obviously, if you've got larger handlebars, you've got to try and do these up and compress them for this to expand to tighten up in your handlebars. And that's what makes me worried about this being loose. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. So all the body on this one is all plastic. It is. As in the body of this one is all aluminium. You can just see the difference in quality. It'll say it's miles apart. And this one comes all packaged nice, with all your instructions in. I think these just turned up in a bag. Yeah. nothing special at all. But the biggest difference is price. Now I know one of the main things with building a bike is your budget, and that can be a big problem with some bits. These are about £170 a pair, which is quite frightening, especially if you're on a small budget. These are about £7 a pair, thereabouts. So yeah, that is a massive difference. You know, I don't know, these are good, but is £170 justified? I say I don't know much about the technology and the LEDs in there. They're obviously a lot better quality, probably longer lasting, and they are definitely brighter. Any other road users are going to need a welding mask when you flick your indicators on with these. This one, you'll probably see them in the dark. Now I'll just show you the difference. I don't know if you can pick that up. Put that one next to that one, and it's a huge difference. Let's get that. These are directional, so you can put these on your bars. They've got seem to have 2 LEDs in there, so you'd have obviously have one face in the front and one face in the rear. Yeah, they are bright. As this one, not so good, but you can still see it. You can still see it. You know, if you take turn that good one off, at the end of the day it lights up. It's a visible light, which all that matters for your MOT. Also, the Motogadget one is actually bigger, so this would definitely blend in with your handlebar grips a lot better than this one. You won't have much of a step down from your grips to the indicator. It possibly is about the same size as your grips will be. This one is a lot smaller, so you're going to have a step down from your grips. So these ones will blend in a lot better and sort of look like bar end weights, I guess. Also, with the cheaper ones, I've seen a few where this end cap has popped off. By the look of it, it's just glued on. Well, this one, can't really see how that's put on. These are made so well. You know how smooth the surface is. You ain't really got any visible steps from the glass to the body of the indicator, especially on that end bit. This one, you can obviously see that, and it's definitely glued on. Like I say, I've seen some of them with these end caps missing. They've obviously just fell off with the vibration of the bike and stuff like that. I can only imagine that these ones will last a hell of a lot longer. Yeah, so I think with the cheaper ones, you'll probably struggle fitting them into larger bars. You'll probably end up having to pack them out, to be honest. So especially if you're using just steel handlebars, I say with the alloy ones like these, you got a much smaller hole and bigger wall thickness than your steel ones. So these, I mean, here's the little rubber, and the only rubber you get from the little ones, and it just, there is a massive difference. So that's the bit that would concern me with them, having to wind them up so much for that rubber to expand, and it's quite a tough bit of material. We're having that threaded section loose. I'd be worried that that would smash the inside of the indicator, or you'd end up cracking the indicator having to wind it up so much with it being plastic. And I know it's all down to budget. Like I say, the price of them are frightening, but they're so beautifully made. You know, if you can stretch to that sort of budget, I would definitely go for them. But if you can't, I mean, the amount of indicators that are out there on the market is mind-blowing. Some of them do look terrible. I think if I was building something where I had to be careful what I was spending on it, I'd probably look, if I weren't using bar end indicators, I'd probably look for some indicators from the bike breakers off like the Honda, Kawasaki or Yamaha, because some on the modern bikes they are getting smaller and they are getting brighter and they are much prettier than what was on older bikes. So I'd probably source something off a bike rather than some cheap nasty things off eBay. Just my thoughts on it. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of mid-range prices out there, Motogadget do a cheaper indicator. I say cheaper, it's still expensive. They do the really tiny ones that you can sort of hide, and they're only really get noticed when you light them up. It's a minefield of different designs and sizes out there, so it can be very hard to choose. But maybe looking at, like I say, something that's off a Kawasaki Honda or whatever may be a good option, and you know it will be a much better quality than some of the stuff from certain parts of the world that you get on the internet. Yeah, I mean, I'll never use these. I don't even know how I got it, to be honest. I've got all sorts knocking about, so it's probably been given me at some point, or I found it somewhere. But I wouldn't put these on a bike. No, they are a bit nasty. There may be some better quality ones out there, made in the same style, that are loads cheaper than these. I know that price is quite frightening, but you get what you pay for at the end of the day. Same with everything. I like these because of all the fitting kits that you get with for all the different size handlebars. They've got everything you need to fit them to whatever bike. The only thing with these, obviously, you got to run the wires using bar end indicators. You got to run the wires down the bars, and you'll probably have to have a tiny hole somewhere so you can bring the wires out. But I'm going to be putting little holes in these handlebars anyway, because I've got all the switches to put on as well where I want to hide all the wiring. So I've got all these to go on it, and I want to make it as neat as possible without too many wires hanging around everywhere. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the bike again. So yeah, today I'll be getting on with getting the bars on, getting the risers on. They should be all dry very soon. I'll decide what wiring's got to go through the bars to drill the smallest holes I can get away with, and in a place where there'll just be a little pass of the wires coming out of the bars and hidden into the harness coming from the front of the bike. So it's starting to get there. Obviously I've got all these wires to sort out. We haven't got the back on the clocks yet until I've sorted all that out. Maybe I can put some of them into the into the headlight bowl and do all the joining and everything in there where it's hidden, and then just have a few wires come out of here. I don't know yet. I've got to figure all that out. I've got quite a lot to organise on the wiring side of this, and as you know, it's my first go with a Motogadget M unit, so I'm on a massive learning curve as well. Been told by many people they're really simple to use. I'm hoping they are, because as you know, the wiring's not my favourite part of the job, so I really am hoping it's simple. It seems pretty straightforward, but we'll see when we get on with it. But yeah, that'll do for this video. So next one, I'm literally getting straight onto this within the hour. So next video will be getting the front end sorted out a bit more with the handlebars and stuff. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Take care.